Then we got Gerald Meerschaert taking on Joe Pyfer. Gerald Meerschaert, 35-15. This guy has a tremendous career. And he's a very good grappler who is always live for a submission, but he's not great on his feet, and people are going to question his chin. I think he proved a lot of people wrong in his last couple of fights, though, right? He's an incredibly talented grappler, but like so many others, he doesn't have the good offensive wrestling. And even though he averages a little over 2 takedowns per fight, he's got a really low 37% accuracy. But I mentioned he proved a lot of people wrong in his last couple of fights. That's because his chin has actually been holding up. A couple of fights out cold, and now all of a sudden his chin seems to be there, and he's seen the second life in that department. He's going to need it because he's taking on Joe Pyfer, who is an incredibly powerful striker. He's coming off a successful run on the Dana White Contender Series. You're going to see a loss there in his first appearance, but it was an injury. He managed to break his arm in half, heal it up, and then come back to work out, get it done, and then get those 2 wins in a row to get the official UFC contract. His regional success was pretty similar to his Dana White Contender Series success. He hits like an absolute truck. He uses his pressure to break people, and you're not going to see much of it, but he's got nice, clean takedowns and solid BJJ as well. And I mentioned Gerald got knocked out in the first round 2 times in 2020. Ever since then, myself and a lot of other people want to talk about how chinny he is. But honestly, his chin has been holding up. And in fact, he just submitted Bruno Silva in the 3rd round in his last fight. And Bruno Silva is probably top 10 hardest hitters in the division. He's got to be up there. That dude hits incredibly hard. And Gerald Meerschaert worked his way to the 3rd round and then got it done there. And I think Gerald is going to lose this fight, but I don't think it's because of his chin. I think it's because he doesn't have the takedowns to get it where he wants to go. I think Joe is the better striker, the more powerful striker, obviously, the better wrestler. And while he's not going to be as dangerous offensively on the ground, he should be solid enough defensively. So Joe's going to be the pick here. You definitely should take some caution with the fact that this is his official UFC debut, and Meerschaert's losses are only to the better people in the division. If you go down the list of who he's lost to, they are perennial solid fighters in the UFC. So we're going to learn about Joe in this fight. I do think he wins, but I think the narrative of Gerald Meerschaert has no chin, I think we can probably move past that at this point.